Before there was a lake and a 3,500-acre nature preserve on Bays Mountain, there were settlers who built homes, farmed the land, and raised their families. The Pierce-Bond families were among those early settlers.
Granddad's, it wasn't his cabin. This was a home. This is where his whole family was raised here.
How many children were there?
I know there were one girl, and I think there was 4 boys.
I told them now what they should get now. They should get a piece of that mud out of that chimney in there. It's over 200 years old and it's still there. You know what it's made out of?
Lime and mud, clay mud.
Hog hair.
Hog hair. Is that what that is? Clay. Okay. Some of it used to make it with lime.
Yeah.
And that's made out of clay mud and hog hair.
Clay mud and hog hair.
And it's still there, ain't it?
It's still there. It's over 200 years old.
Reverend Sam Russell.
Sam Russell, yes, sir.
He lived there at Jonesboro, Reverend Sam Russell. I used to bring him over here. He died in 51. Reverend Sam Russell died in 51. I used to bring him over here to Jack's granddad right here. He would preach and hold a revival for him at the, what's the name of that, you know?
Out there at the cemetery.
Up at the cemetery, yeah. He would. And I'd bring, that was back in 40, let's see, I could tell about when it was. He died in 51, that's 51, 47, about back in about 46. 45, 46, and I was to bring him over here. I did. And he preached over here.
When we used to get preachers, they used to bring a preacher over here on weekend, once a month. They brought him from Jonesboro, and he'd come over on Friday instead of Monday. So my mother, she's expecting to feed him over the weekend, and she'd only chicken you got would be out here in the field somewhere. We had to catch them, kill them, clean them up, and get them ready for Mama to cook. And she had fried this chicken on the back end of wood stove, big old wood stove, and she had a big old pan of grease on the stove. She was frying the chicken.
There was some times back in
so it come close time to eat, so about before you go to eat, you had to go up here in this holler and get some water for them to have water to drink. So my mother called me in to go to the spring to get the water. And back in, the children eat after the company eat. And when I went to get the bucket to get the water, I got me a piece of chicken and put it in my pocket. So now she just took the chicken out of that grease, and it was burning me to death, but I couldn't take it out of my pocket. Because if I did, she'd go give me an awful whooping. So I just had to go out there with it in my pocket and keep on getting burned. That's what they're talking about.
This is Pierce's AME Zion Chapel. All of the older members of my family are buried here. My granddad, my grandmother, my daddy, my mother, Arnold's mother and his dad, about all of our Pierce and Bond family. My grandfather purchased this land from the Childerses for our cemetery. And at one time we had a church and a school was right there where those rock are. They used the church for school during the week, and Sunday they used it for church. And that was the AME Zion Church there.